Hello. Welcome to the Zero Zen podcast. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that for a little while because the double Z's is kind of like a double entendre because, well, that means sleep, right? Double Z's, sleeping. People are kind of asleep. And the main focus on this is just talking about how the world has literally zero Zen left over, and the few people that do have it are very fucking rare species and individuals. So, that being said, I wanted to talk about a few things, specifically the system that we're sort of thrown in to believe and follow. You know, we're born into the world wanting nothing but some milk from a mom and some affection and warmth. And then when you're fucking 5 years old, guess what? You get thrown into school. And then you're told when you can speak and when you can eat and when you can shit and when you can go home and when you have to go to class. And yeah, it's pretty fun, yeah? It's pretty early to start training a fucking person. So, excuse me. Catch my breath. Anyway. Following that, you're put into elementary school, and again, you get to socialize, which is the only positive thing that comes out of that whole fucking experience. But other than that, again, you're told when you can speak and who to talk to, and you have to listen to the teacher, and you're told when you can go to the bathroom, and when you have to go to eat, and when you have to go home, and when you have to go to sleep, and when you have to wake up, and what fucking schools to go to, and all that shit. So it's like you're born and you get 5 years of nothing to just barely have enough mental capacity to survive, and then boom, you're fucking trained into a robot. So what is this shit that we were told? Where's the fucking freedom? Or we just sold freedom in the shape of here you go, you can work for some money and then you can have your freedom. So I mean, where's the it's bullshit. That's completely fucking bullshit. I mean, let's keep it real. Who the fuck believes that for 1 second there's any type of freedom? When from the time you're fucking born till the time you're 25 years old and graduated fucking college, you've been told 20 fucking years of your life when to go to sleep, when to wake up, who to fucking talk to, when you can speak, when you can shit, when you can eat, and fucking forced to do homework, and forced and shipping out money just for whatever reason. Like, what fucking part of freedom what part of freedom has all that included? Because that's not, there's nothing, there's no, I don't feel free. Where's the freedom? That sounds like slavery. That sounds like you're being trapped. You're being sold freedom in the form of slavery, okay? Go to fucking work, get your fucking money, and go home and be a slave to everything, because that's all you are. Like, who the fuck made this shit up, and why are we just letting this shit happen? Why? Who the fuck made this shit up? Like, why is this all these fucking fake ideas sort of taking over the entire universe? Everybody wants money and status and blah. None of that shit means anything. That shit doesn't mean anything. Like, what does it mean? So you die, and then what do you got? Nothing? So your family has a little bit, and then what? And then when they're dead, what are they gonna, I mean, it's, yeah, you need it to survive, but that's not what it's all about. Like, you don't have to be rich and wealthy to be, like, mentally rich and intelligent and aware and able to make your own fucking decisions without somebody telling you how to think and telling you what to like and telling you how to fucking look and what to wear and what brands you should buy and what type of fucking food you should eat. Who the fuck decides that shit? I decide that shit for me. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know who decided that you should wake up at a certain time, you should eat certain times, but that shit kind of fucking, it helps. Like, if you do something regularly, I've noticed that I myself am a 5'10", very skinny male. 148 pounds was the most I ever weighed. And that was simply because I slept regularly, I ate food, and I worked out. I didn't eat the best food, I didn't sleep the greatest, and I didn't do any professional workout, fucking gym type shit, but I still looked way healthier. And then, you don't do anything for a little while, and you get lazy, and then you get complacent, and then you're just like, okay, well, and I just go back to like $1.35. So, anyway, enough about me. But I just know that this dream that we've been sold is a fucking lie, because, like the comedian said, the American dream can only be achieved if you're sleeping. So it's in the word, like it's in the fucking words. It's in the choice of things that people are saying that is so convincing. I don't think people realize that the government has doctors and scientists and fucking neurophysicists and fucking names that you've never heard of, right? These people know everything about how the human brain works, how it interprets things, how the subconscious works, how the fucking your cerebral cortex, I don't know how the fuck many parts are in your brain, but there's a lot of them. And there's different things that get triggered using different methods. Like, there's no way that it could have gotten this bad unless they knew how to attack certain parts of your psyche. So it's like we've been trained to think 25 fucking years the exact same way. So pretty much once you hit that point, it's like you've been doing it for that long, so that means you're just stuck on that level. You cannot proceed any further. Like, you're just going to do that. That's what you've been doing. So now your brain has already agreed that, okay, that's normal, which is completely not. Like, it shouldn't be that way. Nobody should fucking be forced for 20-something years to do everything from somebody else's own, like somebody else's desires to do something. Like, who decides your life? Why are we so fucking worried about other people's opinions? Who the fuck cares about what you're doing in your life at fucking age 29 or 33 or 42? Who gives a fuck if you haven't been married? Who gives two shits if you fucking haven't had kids? Who gives a fuck if you've been divorced 7 times? Some people have lucky, some people don't have it so lucky. It's not like you can't redo things and do it over and start over and just take shit for what it is instead of taking shit so seriously. Who gives two fucks? It's not important. Like, anything that anybody ever said to you was super fucking important, it's probably because they think it's important. And they think that it's so important that you should think it's important. So they just keep on ramming the same shit down your fucking throat all day long, every day, until you fucking believe it. Why? Why is that? Because the scientists know that's what you fucking do. When you're exposed to the same shit long enough, it's like blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, cool. Ever had somebody who knew each other for 10 years? Yeah, they're going to start laughing a little bit like each other. They're going to start saying things in the same tone. They're going to start doing certain behaviors. Like, it's just inevitable. It's the copycat effect. You can't help it. You cannot simply help it. It's part of the brain. It's how it works. It's like the mimicry / survival tactics in your brains that are hard fucking wired in there to do certain things under certain conditions. And when you're put in those certain positions, every fucking time, you're going to choose the fight or flight thing. It's like, that's it. It always goes to its little stupid mode. And boom, you just do shit to fucking fit in, like, so that it doesn't look like you're, whatever. I mean, come on. Do you really honestly, truly fucking think that we don't see that? Like, come on. It's so fucking boring. It's so lame. It's so old. And it's just weak. It's like a sign of weakness. Why the fuck can't anybody just be themselves? What's so hard about that? There's plenty of yous and hims and hers and famous motherfuckers and singers and rappers and fucking athletes. Who gives two fucks about these people? What makes them more important than you? Because you're not going to be buried with them. You're not going to marry them. You're not going to see them in your fucking life. Who cares? You don't know them. They don't know you. They don't care about you. They don't fucking care about you. Why would you care about that? Like, just answer that. Why would you give a fuck about anything if it gives zero fucks about you? The only thing that's important is you. Think about yourself first. If it doesn't benefit you, why the fuck would you do it? Why? Just ask that. Just ask that every time you're faced with a decision. What would you do? Like, right now, phone's calling, somebody's calling me, and they're at the airport, and they need a ride. Well, shit, right now, if you're busy, whatever it may be, you're doing some work on a computer, you're fucking eating dinner, whatever, you'd be like, well, I'm busy, it's cool. Say no. It doesn't hurt to say no. People pleasing is an addiction as well as any other thing. I can talk about that another time, but just do what you got to do for you first, and don't do anybody else's shit for them, and fuck your priorities over simply because somebody else needs you for something and you feel like you need to provide help, because you can't save everybody. I've done that for 36 years now. Tried to. Failed for a couple of them. Just a couple. Nothing too crazy, but people pleasing is another thing. You can't make everybody happy. You can't save people from themselves, because people are going to people always. You can't get away from the other people who tend to, especially, like, press their own opinion as if it's the fucking word of God himself. Your opinion does not mean as much as it means to you than it does to others. Like, nobody else really gives that much of a fuck about your opinion. So, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is it's all opinionated, and you can take it or leave it. I can stick by whatever I say. Like, hey, man, take it for face value. Like, there's no judgment. I don't give a fuck about whatever anybody else has to say, because I don't let it affect me. Like, it's you can become your problems, or you can let your problems affect you, or you can rule your own problems and just let them be, because that's all they are, is just some fucking stupid problems. Like, a problem isn't going to go away running away from it. You're going to have to face it one day. It's going to come back around. It's going to come back in a different shape. It's going to come back in a different form. You never know what the fuck's going to happen. So, what? Yeah. That's the mystery that I'm having troubles currently in my life when it comes to dealing with problems and other people who have their own problems. It's like, I've dealt with a lot of my problems, and I know that I have them. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. So, we're all dealt with the same shitty fucking hand, and all the cards have shit smeared all over them. Doesn't matter how many cards you got. It doesn't matter how much shit is on each one of the cards either, because every one of our hands has the exact same amount of shit on each one of them. It might be more cards, less shit. It might be less shit, more cards. Whatever. It's all the same. So, it's like, why do people give so much of a fuck? It's not worth it to give that much of a fuck about things that have no real meaning. It has no entity. It has no anything to do with anything that's important to our survival. Like, what's the point? What's the fucking point? We were put here for a couple reasons. To reproduce and to fucking raise some kids. And basically that's what our bodies are designed to do. You're born to reproduce and survive for however long that may be. Anything else outside of reproducing and surviving is not important at all. Period. That's all I can say. So, in conclusion, I don't know if this is gonna make it anywhere or not, but who knows? I'm just gonna say that the first step is not giving a fuck. Whatever it is that you think, or whatever scenario that's in your head that you believe is some seriously fucking holy shit mode type event, and you cannot like proceed any further if you don't do something about it. It's not that big a deal. It's really not. Like, totally not. I just wish that more people will realize that some of the things that are in your head are simply just things in your head. They're not real. They might be in your head. You might think that they're real. You might think that a lot of things are real, but they're really not. They're really just things in your head. If you think something is something, if you keep telling yourself that, you will fucking believe it. And eventually you're going to believe shit that's not even true because you made it up in your own fucking head. And then, yeah, I'm not going to go any further than that, but it's just don't get too far in your own head. I don't know what kind of concepts and what kind of crazy theories go on up there because I've got enough of my own. All I just know is that it's part of it's a little overthinking, part of it's like the survival part of your brain that's working, part of it's like the I can't believe it type shit, but then, maybe you don't, but if you do, you do, and if you don't, fuck it.